Thanks for joining us. I'm Alan Van Zandt. COVID numbers showing an overall decline in our area, and that's making some local health officials feel a little bit hopeful. KQ2's Jackie Elson was at Mosaic today. She gets an update from them. Jackie.
Mosaic held a briefing this morning for an update on COVID numbers, and only one COVID-19 patient is in the ICU. The chief medical officer says the hospital is hoping this might be the start of a more positive future in our community.
New COVID-19 data in our area is giving some local medical officials a feeling of hope.
So today we have 16 patients in the hospital, which is substantially down from approximately mid-January. We would have been up in the almost at 90. Our positivity rate was down at about 8.5%, which is actually the lowest it's been since the first week of October.
An overall downward trend in cases and positivity rates in our area has sparked ideas that we could possibly be reaching the point of herd immunity.
There's a lot of speculation out there right now as to what does this look like in the future. We're getting closer to the idea of herd immunity, at least for the time being. So we're hopeful that we're going to see a significant decline.
Deborah Bradley with the St. Joe Health Department talked about how the Northwest Missouri area is still in the high-risk category, but that with numbers going down, we could move down to medium or low risk.
That's the data that CDC looks at to determine if you're low, medium, or high. They look at a 7-day period and they look at how many new cases you've had and how many hospitalizations there were.
Dr. Kammerer says that if this trend continues, using the word pandemic might eventually change to something else.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to, discuss the change in our language from a pandemic to an endemic. And an endemic means that you're not going to ever get rid of it completely. It's going to be at a low level in your environment forever.
And Bradley explains that adding a yearly COVID-19 vaccination, just like the flu shot, might be an option to safely live with the virus in our normal daily lives.
The safest way to live with it might be to kind of incorporate an annual flu shot or annual coronavirus shot, just so that people can protect themselves and others.
Kammerer says he's hesitant to say we have actually reached herd immunity, but that looking at the recent numbers and the overall downward trend, we are getting closer.
Meanwhile, the new interim CEO will be starting at Mosaic in a couple weeks. Reporting live in studio, Jackie Elson, KQ2 News.